What's up, guys? What's going on this series? I'm going to teach you how to get your hands dirty in playing Java codes and writing Java exercises. And this is how you're going to develop from this series, and you get more experience of how to write Java on your own. Um, on this series, we'll be writing programs, not uh, specific programs, but just anything that just come up in my head. Then we'll be writing. And if you have any comments or any idea, you can just leave a comment below. So here I have the com.ict100 fundamental. This is my package, and on this package I'm going to write a new class here. In this class I'm going to I was thinking that sometimes you may be asked, like, how do you get a pentagonal number, you see. So I'm going to give this exercise as a way of getting the pentagonal number. So I'm going to give it like exercise. Let's put exercise 1. It's a class, and down here, up here, we have the name of the class. As you always know, if you didn't know what's the class, then this is the class. And this is what is telling this is what is telling me that this is a class, because there's this class name here, and it's a public. Modifier is a public. You can either remove modifier or leave modifier. By default this class is public, but if you want to make it private, it's okay. But in this exercise I'm going to show you how to write maybe a main method, and write another method, and pass maybe calling another method to the main method. So let's write a main method. So it's public void main, then we inside this method we are going to pass strings. And normally is main method takes string of arguments, as you can see. So every program in Java start with main method, so this is very important for you to understand if you didn't know that. And here I'm going to write for loop. You have options here. The IntelliJ gives you the option of choosing whatever you like, but I prefer typing by my hands. For loop. So we're going to have a variable I, which does a type int, and we're going to give a value maybe 1, let's say, and it's less or equal to 100. And also we have to increment by 1, which is I plus plus. So this is how you define the for loop. And right here we must have this. So I is int equal to 1, so we start with the 1, and int is less or equal to 100, and here we increment by 1. If we want to increment by 2, we can add 2 or 3, but now I'm going to do only 1. And let's do some logic. Let's say if I, as I said, there's nothing very important here. I'm just showing how to write some code and make get your hands dirty. So the only way you're gonna be good in programming is only by practice. So, and I hope you understand. If you don't know what it means, this is a reminder. So if I remainder of 10 is gonna be equal to 0, then let's print something. Says we do like system dot out dot print line, and on this print line we are going to say we're gonna pass what do I want to print here. Okay, now let's write a method so that we can just pass the method here later on. But let's say else we have system.out.print let's printf, yeah, and printf normally it takes it's complaining because it takes the parameter, or yeah, the parameter, and the first parameter it should be something, and the next parameter you can even pass object like new object with arrays. I'm trying to make everything very complicated, but this is how you're gonna learn how to program. So and here we can pass even more like object print type, but more in object way, like integer, and we call this method value of, let's say, the method we are going to write. Let me write the method here. So this is the main method, so we need to write another method here, and I can write public. This is a static method. It's going to write return int, then we say get pentagonal number, and here I'm gonna pass int number, can be a number. And what do I want to do with this method? I just want to write the formula of calculating the, what I want to return the formula of calculating the pentagonal. So return n times used to be times 3 times n minus 1, then we divide the whole thing by 2, if I remember correctly. You have to search from the Google if you don't know this. So I'm going to pass this number here, the number I have to pass through this number here, and this is the method. We have created this method, and it's going to return this formula here. And I need to pass to get these numbers from this array here, I. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to pass that method get pentagonal, and I'll pass I as an array, and yeah, we have closed it here, so we don't need to put semicolon here. And also here we are going to specify how, for example, it's a digit, so put d digit, then we can pull and specify maybe 10d, and we still have error here. This should be printf, not print line here, printf. And also here what's gonna return here, what's gonna print, we want to print that method should pass the method here, and then on that method we also pass I. So now you can see that this is what I wanted to write. Just write the method to calculate the pentagonal, then we call it on the main method. But before that we also use the for loop. So I have it's a fundamental way of programming, so I have done a lot of things in once. I just created a method, for loop, and I use this if statement. So also I use object. So it might be very confusing when you have never done any programming before, so but that's why it's very important. Every piece of programming you should master. For example, object, you should understand what's going on here. This actually is just an object of of array object, and it's calling this this object here is calling this method, and this method is getting this get pentagonal number. And when you call this, you're calling this method, you're passing it here, and here we are passing this I here, these numbers, to this method, because this method is going to return the number here. So when you put the number here, it will bring the number times this, the calculation will be done here, then you return the whole thing here. Okay, so if we try to run this program, try to run, and you see these are the numbers we are getting out of this by running this program here, because it's going through 100. If I put 10 here, you can see that we get only 10, and it's here. And if I put like 1000, you can see how fast the program can run, and you can see it's the outcome of this program. Just a simple coding. You can just write a program that prints all this. Thank you guys, and remember to subscribe and like, and bye bye.